Good morning. Good afternoon. One of these days we'll figure it out. I'm not sure. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. Let's put your hands together for today's wonderful vocalist, Ashley Welty.
Voices tell me that I'm not good enough to win the peace of mind they say that I'm not worthy of. And though they shout so loudly, sometimes I can hardly think. I know where to turn to find the source of my strength. I listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guide, with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart can hear. The whisper holds the answer, it's up to me to ask. I wonder why so often the thing that I do last is listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guide, with a band of different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart can. Listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guide, with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart can hear. Listen for the whisper that only the heart can hear.
That's Ashley.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucia Cooper-Smith, your host for today, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to Sunday at the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. And welcome to all of those of you who are watching online as well. So today our speaker is Reverend Rosemary Cathcart, and this is the second part of a two-part series. Last week, Rosemary talked about the principles we hold dear, and this week, Rosemary's talk is called From Principle to Practice, How We Make It All Work. So welcome back, Rosemary. And Ashley Welty is joining the band as our guest artist today. Thank you for that beautiful song. So who is CSLN? We are an open and inclusive New Thought spiritual community. Our vision is being a spiritual home that opens hearts, inspires dreams, and transforms lives. We help people live their best lives through practical spiritual teaching that begins with our thoughts and the power of them. Wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. So let's begin our service.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Laura Landris, and today I'm reading from the Essential Ernest Holmes, the chapter, What Mind Can Conceive, page 56 and 57. A good practice is to sit and realize that you are a center of divine attraction, that all things are coming to you, that the power within is going out and drawing back all that you will ever need. Don't argue about it. Just do it. And when you have finished, leave it all to God's law, knowing that it will be done. To daily meditate on the perfect life and to daily embody the great ideal is a royal road to freedom, to that peace which passes understanding, and is happiness to the soul of humans. Let us learn to see as God must, with a perfect vision. Let us seek the good and the true and believe in them with our whole heart, even though every person we meet is filled with suffering and limitation appears at all sides. We cannot afford to believe in imperfection for a single second. To do so is to doubt God, to believe in a power apart from God, to believe in another creator. Let us daily say, perfect God within me, perfect life within me, which is God, come forth into expression through me as that which I am. Lead me ever into the paths of perfection and cause me to only see the good. Now I invite you to know this in the first person for yourself or for someone you care about. Perfect God within me, perfect life within me, which is God, come forth into expression through me as that which I am. Lead me ever into the paths of perfection and cause me to only see the good. I choose to live in prosperity. I choose to live in harmony, peace, and love. I bring awareness to my thoughts by thinking about what I want and wanting what I think about. I am aligned with divine intelligence, and I choose to shine this light. Enthusiastic joy, vitality, and health are expressed through me. I am open to all of God's gifts, and I choose wisely. I am so thankful for this knowing. I am thankful for God's unconditional love. I release this, my word, knowing it is true right now, and together, and so it is.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it this until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels wing or heaven's doors. But whatever name you give it, it's just one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But difference only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Mohammed, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power's what we are. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunlight on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the wrecks of abandon for the love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power that lives beyond these words. One power. It's the power of the love that is forever in you, you and me. Love, it's the power of love in you
Ashley, welcome.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire program. Everything in that song is everything we teach and everything we try to live up to. So thank you. What a great day to be here. I'm so excited. That was wonderful music. Thank you to everybody up here and to all the people who put this together every Sunday. You know, there's work that goes on here from the minute Unity leaves to the minute you arrive. So thank you to everybody. So last week, we talked about the principles. This week, hopefully, We're going to talk about how to actually put it in motion. I mean, it's one thing to have a great idea. How many of you actually put the muscle behind it to carry it out? Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road, guys. Thank you, I'm glad. I really appreciated all the responses. I got a lot of nice emails and text messages last week that somebody actually addressed the principles. So that really made me happy. So today, we're going to take a look at how you actually go from principle, which the principles are the foundation of our Science of Mind teachings, the guidelines upon which we then build the actual steps that need to be taken, ideally, if we are to get the best out of our foundation. If you'll remember, there are 11 principles which Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote in 1927 to be included in the very first edition of the Science of Mind magazine. As the visionary interpreter of all of the world's great religions, Ernest Holmes created a step-by-step outline of what he deemed were most important to the teachings that are now taught in the Centers for Spiritual Living around the world. And as a little sideline, they never called me and said, should we change our name from Science of Mind, Religious Science Churches, to the Centers for Spiritual Living? I wouldn't have done it. That's just me. Because you really have to dig into, when you see the name, the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville, it doesn't tell you about the mind-body-heart connection. So that's my little gripe. Years in the making. I know, right? There were a couple of lovely new people here last week who have reached out to me this week to say, that was the most refreshing, interesting, absorbing program we've ever been to. How about that? So that's what we do here. I know, right? And it starts the minute people walk in the door and when this music begins. It's an all-encompassing experience. I'm grateful to be a part of it. After having studied any number of religious philosophies, these 11 Science of Mind principles resonate best with me and who I am now and the work that I do as a teacher of New Thought values. It takes time and a genuine willingness to expand one's consciousness, to receive messages of deeper meaning and value. Keeping an open mind is essential if we are going to keep growing and expanding. Ever so often, I slip back into my little Irish Catholic brain and go, oh, that was scary. But it taught me how to pray, and it taught me how to value truth when I hear it. And I think that's the same for all of us, I hope. It's a lifetime study, but we're here today. We're talking about the Science of Mind practices. Now, depending on what research data you've referenced, the number of practices may vary, but the underlying steps remain the same. Here are the essential 8 practices. Number 1, at the very heart of the practices is always spiritual mind treatment, a step-by-step process and a deliberate turning around of any existing thought form or situation. According to John B. Waterhouse in the 5 Steps to Freedom, a spiritual mind treatment consists of a 5-step mental and spiritual process in which each step brings an ingredient essential to the whole. Hear that again. An ingredient essential to the whole. It's hard to unravel something that we have held in our heart and mind and body and a concept. It's not a one-shot deal. We need a process and we need steps. And that is what spiritual mind treatment affords us all. Practicing the presence. As I mentioned earlier, any spiritual practice takes time and dedication. And with practicing the presence, we're talking here about meditation and that often misunderstood and kind of flung about term, mindfulness. Mindfulness. There are endless resources available to get you started. If you have a computer, if you have a friend with a computer, or go to the library and use their computer and type in mindfulness and see what comes up. Find somebody whose voice resonates with you deeply and follow their meditative steps. If you've got somebody with a bad voice, you're going to tune them out from the first word. And some of us resonate more to a male voice, some of us resonate more to a female voice, but do a little research online. Find somebody, and there are oodles of places you can go to learn how to meditate with a good voice to guide you. So, that is step number 2. Number 3, direct revelation. Now, this includes what we would call visioning, including insights or guidance from a higher consciousness or a divine source. This particular practice emphasizes our innate and deeply intuitive understanding, which ultimately leads to greater spiritual quality. We're more tuned in than we know, and that first song that Ashley did, I listen for the whisper. If you're constantly chattering, if you're always online, if you're on every platform there is to tell your business to the world, you're going to miss the whisper. Because you're going to be sending a picture of what you ate for lunch. Why? To the world. So you've got to bring it in. You've got to give yourself, it's discipline. Let me just have a time here now where I sit with myself and I go inward. Your life will never be the same if you give that a try. Number 4, self-awareness. This practice includes learning how to stop talking so much. Says the woman who's up here talking, right? It includes silence, spiritual coaching, guided imagery, journaling, and personal therapy. That's a mouthful. Again, silence, coaching, guided imagery, journaling, and personal therapy. They're also valuable, and they really are essential. Sometimes we can't get out of our own way. That's why having a practitioner to do a download with and help you get out of your own way is essential. And finding a therapist. Finding somebody that you pay to listen to you. It really does work. It really does work. Number 5, gratitude. Start journaling. Please start journaling. And if you journal your daily gratitude list, you will automatically find out that you're suddenly opening to a brand new world of depth and understanding, and you will realize that there is not one thing you do every day that does not resonate within your entire body. So how lovely at night to do a little download, 5 minutes in a journal. I had a great day. I came to CSLN today. There were beautiful people here. Look around, see all the beautiful people. See, you're in good company. This is a privilege, guys. It's a privilege. We have air conditioning, we have lights, we have beautiful people everywhere. 5 minutes at night in your journal, gratitude list of what a fabulous day it was, it will turn your life around. Number 6, compassion. including forgiveness and sacred service. Sacred service is what our volunteers do every Sunday. That's sacred. They show up, they bring food, they have the audio working, they have the video working. Sacred service. How can you be a servant to others and enjoy sacred service? Think about it. You can do that in your own neighborhood, being that kind neighbor. Number 7, intentional manifestation, which includes our first practice of spiritual mind treatment. Think about it. Aren't we intentionally setting about to create a brand new manifestation of what we want our life to look like? Nothing is random. Hi. Nothing is random here. So, intentional manifestation, including the practice of spiritual mind treatment, along with affirmation, visualization, giving and receiving. The giving and receiving is really important. You can't have your hand outreached wanting something if your other hand is not giving. It's got to be give and take. Number 8, sacred study, including the art of contemplation, along with vital reading and discussion of sacred writings. That doesn't mean arguing your viewpoint. This is where Mitch would say, "Can I get an amen?" Because when we talk about sacred writings, when we talk about anything in our culture today, there's like a divisive culture, and we want to defend what we believe. No, you want to discuss a sacred book and all the names of God that were in Ashley's song. They're all the same essence. So let's come together and talk about it. There's great value when we come together in a community. The rewards are amazing because we come from the heart and we get to share without any nastiness. And that's the goal, right? There you have it, the 11 principles, the 8 practices to help guide our lives and our personal spiritual journey going forward. It doesn't matter where you came from. It's like, what are you doing in this moment? And where are you going? Music, to me, has always been so important. And I've learned over the years that if I don't like an artist right away, I really have to learn who they are and then listen to him. My current favorite is Jelly Roll. Who knew? Jelly Roll. If you listen to his music, particularly Unpretty and Liar, oh my goodness. That man has been through hell and back. He's got all the tattoos to prove it. So every time he looks in the mirror, he remembers who he used to be, but he's not that person anymore. So, each of us can personalize all of these principles and all of these practices to suit our own life. That's the goal. We hear something, we blend it together with the basis that we've already created. My personal practice includes things taken from Buddhist and Jewish studies, as well as from our standard Bible, most particularly the King James Version. To me, this passage, taken from 1 Thessalonians, has very deep meaning. And yeah, I always have to think about Thessalonians, or we get a totally different word. Here's the quote: "Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you." Now this comes at the end of the disciple Paul's letter, his first letter to the Thessalonian church. The way I interpret pray without ceasing is everything about our science of mind principles. Hold a good thought in all things. And the very minute, very second, you catch yourself going down a wrong road, and I don't care who you are, you all do it. I do it. And the minute I get that random, mean-spirited, off-base thought, I immediately say, nope, you don't belong here. Not having it, not a zip. And then I revert to a number of the affirmations and prayers that always hold me steady. This is how you take a principle, turn it into a practice, and make it work. You stay aware. You stay alert to your good. And you notice, when I get snarky, I get snarky. I got a lot of Scorpio, a lot of Leo, but then I always get sick after I lose it. Isn't that interesting? So instead of reverting to those old snarky ways, I try to hold myself accountable. And that's what these practices and principles are meant to do. Do you want to be a human being who kind of wastes this amazing life? Or do you want to become an elegant individual who understands you are always learning? You are always in the midst of the process of becoming. So, for me, it's essential to stay in that arena of sacred thought. The world seems so fast-paced right now, and sometimes astonishingly messy and mean. So I don't want to tap my toe into that too much. I know what I want. I know what it takes for me to have a good day. I know what it takes for me to stay above board. And that's to be always engaging in good, always engaging in a healthy way in my body, understanding it's a brain, heart, whole package deal. That's for everybody. For me, I have to remember I live in a world that I might not always agree with, but I'm here, so I can be a resource, right? Can't we all be a resource? Can't we all be that point of light and hope and joy and contentment and compassion that the world so much needs? When you have those thoughts running through your head, not much else matters. It really doesn't. People come, people go. But as long as we're here, we are a spiritual being occupying a physical body, and we need to show up. We need to show up. I've got to remember at every turn these practices and principles to help hold me in line, and I have any number of affirmative statements and mantras that I run through my very busy brain at all times. I'm going to give you a couple of them, and then perhaps you can repeat them if you feel so led. The first one, I am a being of divine light. I am a child of God. Can we say that together? I am a being of divine light. I am a child of God. Can you feel how nice that is? See, when you're making a statement like this, you can't be mean in your brain. You can't hold a grudge in your heart. Because if you are a being of divine light and you know you're a child of God, automatically ups the ante. The next one, I am the best expression of life I can be at this moment. I am the best expression of life that I can be at this moment. See how forgiving that is? See how lovely that is? We want to invite ourselves into a better reality. Number 3, I matter to the world. My presence is important to life. Let's do it. I matter to the world. My presence is important to life. And finally, I am whole, complete, and perfect in every way, and I am a blessing to all of life. Let's do that together. I am whole, complete, and perfect in every way, and I am a blessing to all of life. Can you feel that resonating in your body? Good. It's exhilarating when you can claim these things for yourself. You know, you're always tempted to have a yes, but. Okay, so what? So what? You know, it's taken a long time for me to come out of that world of born into original sin, and I'm never going to get over it. So, an affirmation like this: I am whole, complete, and perfect in every way, and I am a blessing to all of life. It tells me I'm doing my best. I'm still trying, and that's what it's all about. It's all in what we call something and what we habitually do. I have learned very valuable lessons from everyone who has ever crossed my path, and I've been abundantly blessed to have studied with very generous teachers who somehow saw something in me and they wanted to share their disciplines with me. Why not, right? When I apprenticed to Wallace Black Elk and Grace Spotted Eagle, grandmother Grace and grandfather Wallace, of the Lakota Sioux tribe, I learned the value of what things are called. In his later years, grandfather developed diabetes, and grandmother watched him like a hawk with eagle eyes. He tried his best, scrupulous diet, but he could not give up his much-loved 7-Up. That was his weakness. So every sweat lodge, every ceremony we did, I was in charge of bringing the ice-cold 7-Up. Did not want to fail this dude. He was very tall. He said to me one day, I'm just going to start calling it my sacred 7-Up. She'll never take anything away from me that I call sacred. Now that's 40 plus years of marriage. She would look at it and she's like, oh, but she never said a word. It's all in what we call something. We have a wonderful teaching here with our science of mind practices and principles, but I think it's also important to keep an open mind to what speaks to you along the journey, and you'll always have an immediate hit. If somebody is presenting something new to you, you're going to feel it right in your solar plexus, right in your heart. You'll get a little, ooh, that sounds exciting. And if you come to something new with the understanding that God has always got you, okay? If you remember you're a child of God, then you know you are always divinely protected. So that kind of is like a lovely thing that's not going to let you go too far down the wrong direction. But I would never present anything to anyone that was not of the highest light. When I first started working with mantras, the man who introduced me to the Buddha was the audio engineer at the ABC affiliate in West Palm Beach, where I worked, and his name was Frank Schratt. And every Wednesday night, he would invite select people to come to his home to learn about the Buddha. You know, you find these brilliant teachers in the most unlikely places. That's why we stay alert to our good. When I first started working with mantras with Frank Schratt, the earliest known mantras were composed in Vedic Sanskrit in India. And one of the best known mantras is Rama. which translates to one of the names of the Lord that comes from the root meaning of joy, or to be joyful. So when you hear these people chanting Rama, 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 they're looking to connect the joy within their own hearts with the divine. To me, mantras fall into the science of mind practice number 8, sacred study. The more we broaden our scope and enhance our practice, the more connected we are to our own ongoing sacred study. Sacred study, it's not a one-shot deal. You're not going to cover it in an hour program here. It is what you take when you leave here and you decide, oh, I want to investigate that. Maybe I want to include that in my daily life. That's when it becomes an actual sacred study. It becomes a lovely circle of growth and discovery, and I think you can feel that when you're sitting here. A mantra, when used correctly, can also be the doorway to practice number 2, which is practicing the presence. Practicing the presence. It's a wonderful tie-in to our Science of Mind studies, and I'd like to share 2 of my own personal favorite mantras with you. The first one is Om Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shiva, which is usually repeated for as long as it feels right within you. The translation is Om, I surrender to the divine, or may the elements of this creation abide within me in perfection. Om Namah Shiva. May the elements of this creation abide within me in perfection. If you'll remember last week, I referred to the longest yard being that really awkward, rocky, sometimes difficult journey from the heart to the brain. Longest yard, guys. Well, that heart-mind connection is vital. It is why we all need to stand guard at the doorway to our mind and keep an open and receptive heart, which is everything our Science of Mind teaching attempts to train us to do. The last mantra speaks to that so beautifully. It's a Tibetan Buddhist mantra to the Bodhisattva of compassion. I think this mantra really needs to be said a lot these days. Here it is, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, which translates to, the jewel of the mind has reached the heart's lotus. The jewel of the mind has reached the heart's lotus. Since when the mind and the heart are in unison, anything can happen. Anything is possible. For students of musical pop culture, and I know we have a few here, this is the mantra that Tina Turner used for an entire year when she became a Buddhist devotee, to help get her out of a tortured life, escape a really tortured life, and into a world of her own making. Om Mani Padme Om. I think it served her very well, don't you? And all of us. For students, anything can be a teaching. Anything can be a learning experience. And I think people who are drawn to this center, we're eager to learn, we're eager to grow. So keep a sharp eye peeled. Listen to your heart and see where you need to go next. This mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, is called the mantra of personal transformation. And I believe it's a gift that awaits us all, since any sincere student of spiritual studies has so much to look forward to employing all of our science of mind teachings and practices and principles. You're in good company here. Make use of it. Don't waste this opportunity. You have a foundation with the principles and the practices, so let that be your platform from which to grow. There was nothing limited about Ernest Holmes, not at all. That man was a very curious Aquarian, and if it felt right to him, he followed the trail. So, he wasn't limited in his thinking, nor in his approach to getting this brilliant teaching out into the world. So eager for truth. It was eager when he started, now it's even more so. Let's continue to follow his lead as we become whole and complete in every way in this very lifetime, right now, today, using our science of mind teaching as we become the very best versions of ourselves possible. This is my ardent prayer for me and for everyone here today and for everyone listening. The world needs you, whole, complete, and perfect. Blessings and light to us all. Namaste. Thank you. Hi, honey. You got audio yet?
Thank you so much, Rosemary. So now it is time to give back to what serves us. If something has touched you today, there are so many ways you can share the love with us, and we are grateful for your offering. I'd like to ask our ushers to come forward and express thanks to Mary Lou and JW for volunteering today. In addition to the baskets being passed, there are several other ways we can accept your gift, including going to our website to donate using the QR code at the desk in the lobby, or using a credit card in our bookstore. And for our online viewers, there's a link on the screen, or you can always mail it the old-fashioned way. So please say with me our expression of gratitude. There it is. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Okay, I don't know who turned the freezer setting on today, but we couldn't turn it off. Okay. Somebody at Unity left with the thing on 50, I think. Sorry. We'll try to warm you up with this one. This maybe take you back a little bit.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go,
that was a song to warm us up, because I don't think anybody could have just sat still for that one. So, thank you so much to Rosemary Cathcart for the past 2 weeks. Just that reminder of our principles and our practices is so marvelous that then we all build on and go forward and keep growing. So thank you for reminding us of those. And thank you so much to Ashley Welty and to our marvelous band, to Larry Farragalli, to Mark Horowitz, Don Morgan, and Jimmy Lopez. Thank you, all of you. And our great AV team, everybody who made this possible today. So thank you, thank you. So we have a few announcements, and I will be brief with them. So they will be short, and you can check the newsletter or the website for the details. So first off, you can join us today after the service, because Ashley is a woman of many talents. She not only sings beautifully, she is also going to lead us in a session called Reveal, a Vision Board Workshop today from 1:30 to 4 p.m. So please join. There are 14 spots in the class, and 7 people have registered for it. So there are 7 openings. So if you are planning to be a walk-in, I would suggest going to the classroom early, because I believe it will fill up. But it will be an afternoon of visioning, creativity, and connection. This Friday night is our next CSLN Coffee House. It will be held here in the Fellowship Hall, so join us on Friday night for that. And then next Sunday, Reverend Kath DePalma is going to be back with us. So normally after she speaks, we do a community dialogue. We're doing something different for the next 2 times that she's here. So next week will be the first part of a 2-part workshop that she'll wrap up in July when she's here. And the workshop is called, I Can Do This Thing Called Wealth, and So Can You. So rather than community dialogues, we're going to work together and grow and take some of our foundational teachings and be involved in the abundance part of things. So as I said, the first part of the workshop is next Sunday, so please plan on staying after the service and joining us for that. And then second part will be when she's back again in July. And then Reverend Kath is also teaching a new 7-week online class for you to awaken your inner power and expand your creative potential. This journey to spiritual fitness is from her book called Energize Your Creative Superpowers. So it will be held on Thursday evenings from June 12th to July 24th from 6:30 to 8 p.m., and it is over Zoom. And then finally, the last announcement is that CSLN and Unity will have a joint service on June 22nd to celebrate the kickoff of summer. And it will be with Reverend Dr. Mitch Johnson and Reverend Denise Yergin will co-host that service. And please make note that the service will begin at 11 a.m. instead of noon, and it will be followed by a potluck and barbecue. So the burgers and hot dogs and veggie burgers and everything like that will be supplied, and then we'll all bring all the side dishes and desserts and chips and dip and stuff. So decide what you want to bring. And again, if you want any details on any of that stuff, check the newsletter or website for the Zoom links, the who to contact, all that stuff. So before we close our service, we'd like to welcome our visitors. We won't ask you to stand or anything, but if you could just wave your hands so that we know you're here, so that we could make sure that we say hello to you after the service. So do we have anyone here for the first time today? Wonderful, welcome. So make sure to join us in the Fellowship Hall for some light refreshments. And thanks to Karen Sorensen, today's hospitality volunteer. And then you'll notice there's a bunch of free stuff on tables over outside this doorway. So help yourselves, because we're starting to clean some of our rooms out. And for anyone, both new and those who have been coming for a while, if you have questions about what we teach or just want to talk more about today's talk, please join me and Laura Landris, who did our reading and treatment today, over to this side of the room, and we'll be there to answer any questions for you. And if you're watching online, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, please share our link with your friends. And I would now like to ask our practitioners and our speaker to come forward. And if there's something that you're dealing with or something that you want to attract to your life related to your health, your relationship, career, money, please don't leave today without asking one of our practitioners to pray with you as soon as this service is over. Or you could fill out a prayer request form that you could find outside the meditation room or in the lobby. And if you're watching online, please go to our website. So please join with me for our closing prayer, which is our version of an affirmative prayer called a spiritual mind treatment that Rosemary talked about. I'm going to say this prayer in the first person, and I'm going to ask you to make it personal to you. I invite you to close your eyes and just take a deep breath. And take another one. And join with me in knowing that there is one power, one intelligence that is the one creator. It is known by many names: God, Spirit, Source. But no matter what name I give it, it is all there is. As I was created from it, I am the form, the expression of it, and I am one with it. So I affirm now that I am a being of divine light, and the divine presence is flowing through me. All that I can imagine, and even more than that, is in the infinite field of possibilities. Everything I want to be, do, or have exists in the quantum field, so it is all available to me, and I accept all of it. I affirm now that in my health, in my vitality and movement, in the person that I am, my relationships, my career, my financial abundance, all is already in existence, and I am in flow with the abundance of it all. I let go of any fears, doubts, or thoughts that are not in flow and release them. I am guided to right action and directed to my greatest good. I am my highest expression of spirit, knowing compassion and empathy for others. For this and even more, I am grateful. I release my word to the law that responds to every thought, every word, and says yes. I release and let go. It is done. And together we say, and so it is. So let's put a little love in our hearts and stand for our closing song.
Yeah, let's all warm up. Let's all stand. Warm each other. Here we go. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide that I will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Put
program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.